Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, just like I did a video there on the one John Deere 4840, I figured, well, I'll do a little video here on the Case 305. Changing fuel filters, hydraulic and transmission. We run Napa filters, and so your Napa fuel filters are going to be number 3732 and 3697. Here on the tranny, and hydraulic you got 1729 and 1496. And oh, I forgot, I've already changed the air filters here a couple days ago. I put new ones in that. I forget what the Napa number is, but it wouldn't be that hard for them to cross-reference it if you want it. But yeah, I changed both inner and outer on the air filters. So next up is to start getting the fuel filters changed out. This tractor is a 2008, so it does have the Cummins 8.9. I think it might have been 2009 or 2010 is when they went from Cummins to the Iveco, which is like a Case built motor. And so, all right, I'm gonna get my filter wrench and we'll get these spun off here. Now this one filter right here does have a plug on the bottom of it. There we go. That's probably like a water detector, I'm guessing anyway. So you just take and unplug that. I'm going to get a bucket and put it underneath here. But you just got to stand back because it's going to want to take and dribble fuel down, splash in the frame, and if you're not careful, it'll get over you too. Also, when you're working in here, it's always a good idea to cut your front wheels to the right. That way it opens it up here between the wheel and the frame. I mean, if the tire is just sitting straight, I mean, I can walk around between there and walk back in there fine, no big deal. But for getting back in there, for working with the filters and that kind of stuff, you just have so much more room if you take and turn your tires. It opens it up a lot more. Okay, I'm going to start with the back one here first. And with this thing having an electronic pump on it, when I go to start it, come on, there we go. What I do is fill the filters up with fuel and then spin them on, and then I take and cycle the key back and forth about a half a dozen times. And when I did that last year, worked perfect, because in 2024 is when we got this tractor, so about a year ago, so that works. Huh. Well, that's odd. Nothing there. I'm kind of surprised the fuel filter's down some too. That's kind of odd, because whenever I've had the fuel filter be low on the combine, I've had a restriction in the fuel tank. But this thing's, I've never had any kind of power loss of this thing. Maybe it's how the electronic deal operates. I don't know. That's kind of weird. All right, let's go ahead and unplug this one. Come on, there we go. And now that one's full. Yep, there it goes. In fact, I actually grabbed a step ladder, that way I can stand up on it. And like usual, it's not even hitting the bucket. It's running off down the frame and back off to the side. Uh-oh. And always keep an eye out. There's a rubber ring that just fell off right there. Oh boy. Talk about getting a mess over everything. Well, We'll put the new rubber ring on. There should be one in the box. Alright, got the new rubber ring out of the box. That's just going to go up wrap around that little stem. If it'll hold there, I don't want to hold on there too well. Well, we'll take it off until I'm ready for it. I got to go fill up this filter anyway. Well, got the filter up, filled up with fuel. Now I did take in that rubber ring. I actually set on top of the filter, and so come on. As I get a spin down there, it'll take and bring. Well, in theory, that is. No wonder why I got a conduit kind of holding me out. There we go, finally. And I see why the O-ring fell off. It was broke. It's still laying down there on the floor. All right, that's got one. Now I'll get the other, fill it up. We'll be ready to roll. All right, we'll get the second one put on. Almost got him over full. But as long as it spins on there, it shouldn't hurt anything. Come on, thread up. There we go. Looks like oh, there we go. Alrighty, I'll get my wrench and we'll snug that on down. That'll have it. I grabbed my wrench, snug that filter on down, and kind of odd, it tightened up by hand. I can still see just a little bit of a gap between the O-ring and the where it seats up against the casting, and for some reason it wouldn't go down there all the way by hand until I put a filter strap onto it in order to pull it on down. But now it's seating up against the casting I was supposed to. So, we'll lay that up there. I'll jump in up here, and like I say, well, this is actually the second time I've changed filters in this thing, so we'll see if I got the thing right. Like I say, last year when I did it, I just simply cycled the key back and forth about a half a dozen times, and that lets the fuel pump run. So let's go ahead and turn the key on. You might be able to hear the fuel pump hum a little bit. Oh, okay, there it's humming. Sounds like something inside that block right there is humming too, so okay, they're just shut down. Like I said, I'm going to cycle that about probably about 6 times. That's what I did last year, and it fired right up. Okay, I cycled that pump 6 times, so let's hit the key here and see what happens. Well, not too bad. So far, sounds good. Okay, well this over here is the fun job. Got to get up underneath on my creeper to access the hydraulic and tranny filters. Alright, I'm up underneath here on my creeper. Right there's one filter, and right up, well, right straight up here is the other one. Now that's a fun one because it always wants to dump oil out. That one there's not much better. Man, that's a big wheel weight. I'm guessing that's probably a 1,500 pound wheel weight. There's one actually on each side. There's one over there on the left side as well, on the inside of the rim, on the inside tire. And then it's also got outer wheel weights as well. Well, let's see here. I'll try and hang here somewhere with the camera that we can see. Thankfully, I can turn the orientation on the camera here. I've actually got it hanging upside down, but I just take and flip the orientation so that it'll rotate as I need it. Okay, try and get that strap around that filter. Get the socket off. Now some people will take and okay, I think I'm going the right way. Yeah. Some people will take and only change these filters, oh, once every couple years, if that. Me, I change them every year. Ah, there, we're loosening up. Okay, that should have it and be ready to, yep. Got to get ready. The oil's going to be flying out here in a little bit probably. Get my bucket set underneath there. But on all 5 of our main tractors, and there it comes. On all 5 of our main tractors, I change the hydraulic and transmission filters every year. Because of just running in all the dirt and dust and that kind of junk. Alright, well, I'll bring you back in when the oil quits dripping. Okay, well, the filter finally quit dripping. Let's see if we can get this down off here without getting it dumped in the face. Alright, feels like it's about ready. It's at the end, almost at the end of the threads. Oh, there we go. Well, at least it landed in the bucket. And at least that's dripping in the bucket. Good. Not too sure how well you can see that up there, but that's what we want. And here's the new filter, so back on it goes. I thought. There we go. And spun up there. Now, since it's practically impossible to tighten that thing by hand, take and shove the oil bucket out of the way, and we get the filter strap here back out. And snug him on up just a little bit. Don't need much. And usually if I'm going to take and bump them down, I always take and keep it down at the bottom, at the base of the filter. That way you don't end up putting a big dent into it. All right, there we go. Snugged up. Now we're ready for the next one. And now we're ready for the big filter. I get that filter strap pulled around there. like so. There we go. Now some of these, in fact the new one that I got to replace it, on the bottom of the filter there's a little square piece right there that you can actually take and stick the end of your extension into. It's like a 1/2 inch extension hookup. That makes it nice. This one here don't have that though. And there comes the oil. And if I remember right from last year, this thing's gonna drip for quite a while. So I'll bring you back in when the oil quits running. Okay, I think it's for the most part finished running out. Still wanting to drip some. We'll see what happens here. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Try and be ready to catch the dumb thing without getting a face full of oil. Oh, there we go. Ah, there we are. That's a tall filter. I drop it into the bucket, and it's the same height as a 5-gallon bucket. So it's a big tall one. Now I gotta take and clean my hands up. Before I can take and put the new one on. Got the new filter here opened up, and before I put it on, I'll show you. Oh yeah, you see that right there? You can take and put a 1/2 inch drive socket or a ratchet and extension into the end of it to tighten it up or take it off. I like that. Okay, now let's try and, well, first off we gotta get the oil bucket out of the way. Then once we get that moved, I think when that filter dropped down in there, it poked a hole in the bottom of my bucket. It did. We'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. After that brief hold up for technical difficulties. Come on, let's get plugged on. Yeah, when that filter dropped down in there, it cracked the bottom of my bucket. But that bucket's been left outside, upside down, so the sun drier on it. Made it pretty brittle. Well, that's weird. Huh. Okay, finally got the threads to bite. There we go. Yeah. Okay, now I'll show you. Take my filter strap off my extension here. Yeah, I like that. Then just take and snug him up. Done deal. All right, well, we got the filters all in. I'm going to go ahead and start the tractor up. That way I can pump oil into both them new hydraulic filters and get them filled up. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and add on to this video. I gotta grab the grease gun and grease the front end up on this thing. So I'll show you where the grease zerks all are. It's easiest way to do it is to turn the wheels all the way to the left and hit front and back turn them all the way to the right, hit front and back on each side. That way it opens up back in there. And so I'll bring you along for that too. Well, we'll get this thing started up one more time. And I'll have to leave it sit and run while I'm turning the front wheels back and forth, greasing on it. So let's get him fired up and going. Ah, there we go. Back up a little bit, got a little bit of room between the tractor and that boom truck. So I'll go ahead and turn them all the way to the right. There we go. Okay, put it back in park. Now I'll get the grease gun and bring you along. Okay, you got one zerk here, one zerk here. That's your tie rods. Okay, and since I've got the tires turned to the right, like you just saw, I got the tie rods on the left side. Now I'll get the kingpins here on the tie rods on the left side. I'll get the kingpins over here on the right hand side, top and bottom. One right there, one right here. The grease came out. Now we'll go up here to the top one. Okay, don't know if you can see it very well. Right there's grease. We're good to go. Okay, when you have the wheels all the way turned all the way to the right, that'll open it up and you can get that grease zerk right here. That's the front axle pivot right here where the axle pivots on the frame of the tractor. Okay, I'll get the wheels turned back to the left, and that'll let me get the other side of things. Kind of got to wiggle back and forth a little bit without hitting the shed door. Okay, that's got us cut all the way to the left now. on the right hand side. Well guys, I just shut the thing back down. I'm going to call this an end to the video. I'll probably take and link this onto a Case Magnum Facebook group I'm on. And so that way anybody doing maintenance, you can see how I do it here on the 305, and most others I'm assuming are going to be basically the same way. But of course, you get into a newer one with the Iveco engine going from the Cummins 8.9. Now that's probably going to be different, especially with your fuel filters and that kind of thing. And so, but anyway, well, hey, take care. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.